In the world of AI, there's it's like a silent storm brewing. We're not just talking about baby steps forward anymore. This is a full-blown revolution. Okay, so let's get right into it. There's a new model on the scene, and it is quietly but completely changing the rules of the game.
Yeah, while all the usual suspects were grabbing the headlines, something else was being built, kind of in the shadows. And its impact? Whoa. We're only just starting to see the ripples, and it's a story of some serious, unexpected power and just massive change.
All right, let's rewind a bit. This model we're talking about, DeepSeek Terminus, it came from a company that was basically flying under the radar. But man, when they finally dropped this thing, the noise it made was deafening, way louder than anyone expected.
And here's the thing. This isn't just about generating pretty words anymore. We're past that. This AI, it acts, it reasons, it decides. Think of it less like a chatbot and more like a digital partner, a teammate that can actually get its hands dirty. We're talking about debugging thousands of lines of code or digging through a super dense financial report. And the level of reasoning it brings to the table, it just feels different. It feels new.
So you're probably wondering, how on earth does it do all that? Well, the secret sauce is this really cool hybrid design. It's got two totally different modes it can operate in, and it's smart enough to switch back and forth depending on what you've asked it to do.
So check this out. It's like it has two personalities. First, you've got chat mode. This is the lightweight, speedy side, perfect for, everyday chats or simple commands, what the tech world calls function calling, which is basically just telling the AI to run another program. But then, when you throw a really tough problem at it, the system is smart. It knows to wake up the big guns, the reasoner mode.
And heavy duty is no exaggeration. We're talking about the ability to output 64,000 tokens. Now, a token is basically a chunk of a word, so do the math. That is an insane amount of information. It's like being able to read and write several books worth of content at once. It can swallow whole research papers or massive legal contracts in one go and actually understand them. That's where the real magic happens.
Okay, but let's be real. Nothing this powerful comes for free, right? There are always trade-offs. And the story here isn't just about brute force power. It's actually about some really smart, deliberate choices that prioritize what's actually useful in the real world.
And you can see it in the numbers. I mean, the benchmarks show performance just took off in the areas that matter. We're talking huge boosts in reasoning, in solving tricky multi-step problems, and in handling different languages. This thing is a global powerhouse. But every system has a weakness, right? So what's the catch here? Well, while all these reasoning scores were going through the roof, some people noticed a little dip in one very specific area, competitive coding tests. So, was this a mistake, an accidental flaw?
Nope. Turns out it was totally intentional. A strategic trade-off. See, the creators decided to go for stability and reliability over just pure raw coding speed. And why would they do that? Simple. For a real business, you need an AI that's dependable, that you can count on every single time. That's way more valuable than one that's a genius one minute and then glitches out the next.
All right, now we get to the part that's causing a literal earthquake in the industry. Because this isn't just about the tech anymore. It's about who can get the tech. And this revolution, it's being fueled by two things, the price tag and the license.
And this is where things get absolutely nuts. While the big players are charging a fortune for this kind of power, DeepSeek Terminus comes in at a price that's, it's pocket change in comparison. I'm not kidding. Just this one thing has blown the doors wide open for every startup, every indie developer who could only dream of affording top-tier AI before.
And the second punch in this 1-2 combo? The license. It's released under the MIT license. Now, for those who don't know, that basically means it's a free-for-all in the best way possible. It gives you unrestricted freedom, you can use it, change it, build a whole commercial business on top of it, and you don't owe anyone anything. This is a massive break from the closed-off, walled garden systems we're used to, and it's kicking innovation into overdrive on a global scale.
So you see, this is way bigger than just a new shiny tool. When you combine this kind of power with that low cost and total openness, you get shockwaves. We're talking geopolitical, competitive, and ethical shockwaves that are just starting to hit the shore.
And this really highlights a much bigger shift that's happening. For the longest time, the AI world was dominated by a few big US-based companies. That's changing. Now we're seeing the rise of these open, powerful, and affordable models from all over the globe. The whole balance of power, it feels like it's starting to tilt.
But of course, this brave new world comes with a whole new set of problems, right? I mean, when you make something this powerful, this easy to get, you have to ask some tough questions. What about misuse or propaganda? What about the battle between censorship and total freedom? It puts a huge spotlight on some really big, unresolved ethical questions for everyone involved.
So, that's where we're at. We're left staring at this thing. That's a true turning point. It's cheaper, it's smarter, it's more open than ever, and it's also incredibly complicated. Opportunity and risk are walking in hand, which leaves us with the big question for all of us. Do we jump in and embrace this crazy disruption, or do we take a step back and worry about the consequences? One thing's for sure, the future isn't waiting. It's being built as we speak.